Hello. Welcome to another Fit and Free show with Auntie Angel. That's me. You can call me Auntie Angel. I go by Angel or ZGALA, the Art Angel. And I'm here as usual to let go of some stress, check in with my own body, and invite you to join me to whatever degree feels right in your body. I always like to encourage you to follow your own lead, listen to your own body. This is really about getting to know yourself a little bit more, getting to love yourself a little bit more. Maybe indulging in a couple heavy sighs, a couple exhales, letting go of some stress. That's what it's all about. Let's get to it. I've been doing artwork, doing computer work, and as usual, I'm going to start off with some free arm swinging. You might have gathered already, I tend to be silly. I like to do it freestyle, and I'm not a formal instructor of anything at the moment. I have been at times, but right now, I'm just here checking in with myself, hoping to inspire you to check in with yourself and shake off some stress. You up for it? Let's do it. I was gonna go for a walk, but it's getting warm out there, and I thought, do your yoga first, girl. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with rooting into the earth, relaxing the bottoms of the feet, checking in on the alignment, making sure the knees aren't locked, the hips are over the ankles, the shoulders are over the hips, the ears are over the shoulders, nice and long through the back of the neck. Bring the arms up and down in front, and then roll the shoulders down and back, and just enjoy that upright, long sensation of Tadasana or mountain pose. Maybe take a couple nice deep breaths there. And on the exhale, I'm going to step back with the left foot first. Doesn't really matter which foot first. I always do the left first so I can keep track and do the same thing on both sides. That's the only reason. Pulling these hips onto the perpendicular line, checking that the feet are on relatively parallel lines. I like to make sure I can see my toes past that front knee, push into that back heel, and I'm pulling the front hip back and the back hip forward in order to look for that perpendicular sensation through the pelvis, maybe tucking the tailbone under a little bit. I'm going to bring the arms down in front again, roll the shoulders down and back, and bring those fingertips out just a little bit. Sharp focus on the fingertips, and then soft eyes gazing out at the horizon, noticing the peripheral view, and then again sharp focus on the fingertips. Still pushing into that back heel, and soft eyes out at the horizon. Remembering to breathe and smile. Sharp focus again on those fingertips, and I'm going to shift that back foot onto the perpendicular line now, pulling that heel in a little bit, extend the fingers, and then watch that finger as it arches across the top of the body. Checking in on the alignment, past both sets of fingers, opening the hips now into the side plane. This knee is aiming toward the wall behind me, mostly in my mind. Still nice and strong, warrior pose. Then I'm going to slide this long leg out and bend from the hip and come into a deep side triangle pose, using the right arm and leg against each other for support and torque, and lifting the left hand to look past those fingertips. Still a breathing and a smiling. I'm going to bring this hand around the back side to reach for this opposite thigh if possible, and gaze out past that long leg. Still checking in with the alignment. Heels are on about the same line now. if that's stable, and a nice twist through the spine, giving all those organs a little ringing out. An internal hug, I like to think of it as. Indulging in a nice heavy sigh there. I'm going to unwind all of that and bring both hands on the inside of this front knee. Maybe bend the elbows a little bit, closing the hips now, coming onto that back toe. Spreading the fingers wide, bringing weight onto the hands. And I'm going to bring that front foot back, pushing back into Adho Mukha Asana, or downward facing dog. Pressing into the heels, pressing the hips back, pressing the heart toward the earth. Relaxing the belly, tipping the tailbone a little bit toward the back of the head. A nice stretch in the upper and the lower body. I'm going to bend the right knee and push a little more into that left knee. And bend the left, push it more into the right. And just kind of tread those heels, doing that a couple more times on each side. I'm going to chaturanga, or swing the body forward through the shoulders, through plank position, drop the hips and the knees, let go of those toes, and push the upper body up, lifting the chin, lifting the eyes, lifting the chest, really pushing through the palms of the hands. Nice long stretch through the front of the body, relaxing the belly if possible. And then tucking the toes under, lifting the hips again, pressing back, pressing the heels down, pressing the hips back toward the wall behind, pressing the heart and chest toward the center of the earth. Head is between the arms. I'm going to swing that left foot forward now into a deep lunge on the other side. Still pressing into that back heel, up on that back toe right now. And then step forward, coming into a forward fold. Relaxing the belly, relaxing the head and neck. Just enjoying that, letting gravity do some unwinding. Noticing I'm still congested, that's all right. Just letting it all go. Shaking out the head a little bit. Then I'm going to engage the belly just a little bit, tipping the tailbone first and roll up nice and slow. The slower the better. Just checking in all the way up the spine, one vertebra at a time if possible. Lifting the eyes and hands, and then bringing those down in front again. Rolling the shoulders down and back, and again, checking in with the alignment, making sure the knees aren't locked, making sure the hips are over the ankles, shoulders are over the hips, dropped and down a bit. Ears are over the shoulders, nice and long through the back of the neck. And I'm going to step back on the other side, stepping back with the right foot now. And again, pulling these hips onto that perpendicular line. Feet are relatively parallel. Making sure I can see those front toes. Tucking the tailbone under a little bit. Looking for that nice strong line through the core of the body. And bringing sharp focus onto the fingertips. And then soft eyes out at the horizon, noticing that peripheral view. Sharp focus again on the fingertips. Pressing into that back heel. And then soft eyes out at the horizon. And sharp focus again on those fingertips. I'm going to extend the fingertips, keeping those shoulders rolled down and back a little bit, and shift that back heel onto the perpendicular line, opening the hips as I watch that finger arch across the top of the body, coming into the side warrior pose here, adjusting as need be for stability, moving this knee toward the wall behind, really opening the hips. Checking in on the alignment, both sides, both fingers, sets of fingers. And then I'm going to slide that long leg out and bend from the hip, bringing that left hand down on the inside of the left foot, and lifting the right to gaze up past those fingertips for a nice side triangle aeroplane pose on this side. And then I'm going to bring this hand around the back to reach for that opposite thigh and look out past that long leg for an extra little twist. Again, just wringing out the organs in the other direction. Adjusting as needed for stability, making sure not to collapse on that supporting side. And then I'm going to unwind all of that and come onto that back toe as I close the hips. Bring both hands on the inside of that front leg. Maybe bend those elbows just a little bit for an extra stretch. Fingers are wide, bringing weight onto those hands. Bring that front foot back. And again, press into Adho Mukha Asana or downward facing dog. Relaxing the belly, tipping the tailbone. Pressing the heart toward the center of the earth. Pressing the heels down. Pressing the hips back. I'm going to bring the knees down, coming into Uttanasana Shishosana, relaxing the toes, keeping that lower body engaged at about a 90-degree angle, and sliding the fingertips out and out and out, bringing the forehead down, continuing to slide those fingertips out, getting a nice stretch through the front of the body, through the shoulders and arms. Relaxing the belly, continuing to stretch those fingertips out and out. Keeping the lower body engaged, but trying to relax that belly. Continuing to stretch out there as long as that feels good. I find this a very helpful stretch for my over tense shoulders and arms and chest. A few breaths there, and then I'm going to walk the hands back and lift the forehead. Let's come to all fours. Do some cat-cow breathing. Hands are under the shoulders, starting from a tabletop position. I'm going to go into cat or Marjarasana, rounding the spine, exhaling through the abdomen, pulling up in the abdomen, really squeezing the air out, pressing the shoulder blades apart, tucking the chin and the tailbone, rounding the spine in all directions. And then countering that with cow or Bitilasana, lifting the chest, lifting the tailbone, breathing into the belly. I'm going to do that a few times with the breath. Exhaling. Inhaling. You can pause a little on the inhale and the exhale at the top of each one and the bottom. excellent exercise for digestion and for spine, for the whole body really. Squeezing the air out. Lifting the chest. And let's come back to tabletop. Walk the hands out just a little bit, tuck those toes under, and lift the hips and knees again. Coming into Adho Mukha Asana, or downward facing dog, pressing down in those heels, pressing back in the hips. Let's swing the body forward through plank position, slide the feet back if need be, and lifting the chest and eyes, dropping the hips and the knees, letting go of those toes again. Enjoying a nice stretch through the front of the body, countering the stretch we just did. Relaxing the belly. Don't forget to breathe and smile, and again lifting the hips, pressing back into Adho Mukha Asana. Always make sure you're adjusting for stability, listening to your own body. As I mentioned before, it's really about loving yourself, listening to yourself, and letting go of some stress and getting more fit and more free. Some stretching, some strengthening. All of it at the same time. I'm going to step forward with that right foot in between the hands, coming into a nice deep lunge on the other side. Before stepping forward with that back foot, coming again into a forward fold and just letting go of the head and neck, letting go of the arms. Indulging in a couple heavy sighs, maybe here. Letting go of the belly, letting go of the back. Bend the knees, swing the arms back. Come again into a counter stretch, maybe a little deeper this time. Pressing the hips forward, lifting the chest, eyes and arms to the sky. And then bringing hands up overhead and down in front. Rolling the shoulders down and back. Checking in again with the alignment from Tadasana or mountain pose. Relaxing the bottoms of the feet. Making sure the knees are not locked. Making sure the hips are over the ankles. The shoulders are over the hips. Helps me to bounce them up and down a little bit, side to side. Just loosening all that up. Checking in that the back of the neck is nice and long. The ears are over the shoulders. Let's do a few heavy breaths just there. Breathing into the belly. And then exhaling. Squeezing all the air out. Coming back just to a regular breath. Call these clap snaps. They're just a way to check in with my nervous system, which sometimes gives me trouble. Happy to say it's been healing all year since I had a pretty bad flare-up last year. Is what it is. Wellness is an ongoing journey, as is fitness, as is freedom. I thank you for joining me on it. I thank you for being you. Thank you for letting me be me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And thank you if you do. Don't forget to breathe and smile, whatever else you're into. I hope you will also get more curious, get more courageous, stay fit, stay free. Until next time, I'll be seeing ya. Ciao for now. Peace.